Buongiorno, I am Michelangelo.
Ciao, e io sono Carmen.
So Busatti is a textile mill established in 1842, owned by the Busatti family since then. Now they are in the 8th generation and the 9th is getting ready. So we're talking about design. What is design? It's making beautiful things useful? No, it's making useful things beautiful. And that's the hint. So we'll discuss about this matter. Here we are presenting Antico Casentino, which is a triple twisted fabric. You can make anything out of it. This, for instance, this beautiful hand, because triple linen is something completely different. It's rich, it's pleasant, the touch is great. And it's embroidered. What is a cavaliere, what we call a cavaliere? A long placement, which can go across the table, so you can set up for 2, for 4, for 6, whatever you want. You can make a tablecloth, you can make a placement. But in this case, we're talking about cavaliere, mitered corner, double stitch border, and in this case, embroidered, which we can embroider with any subject which is possible. Can be, in this case, it's a sunflower, a typical Tuscan, Italian flower. So, what else can we see when we are talking about this? The matching colors, because all our fabrics are thread dyed, and they are available in 24 colors. This is a zodiaco, which is a solid warp and weft same color, always mitered and hem stitched, as you can see here. The hem stitch gives a different touch, more elegant and richer. The colors, as I said, are very important because if you match and you look at the same shades, it makes everything more, how could I say, pleasant to the eye, but also to the touch, because here again, we are talking about a linen and cotton fabric. It's a 60% linen, 40% cotton. What else can we say about design in this case? We are talking about another fabric, which is the bread. We call it bread warmer, but it doesn't warm the bread, it just keeps it at the temperature. It's portafili. Carmen, me lo aprirebbe? Sorry, I was meaning, would you open it? Okay, so this is how it works. We have a wicker base, we have the bag which you can remove and wash, but you can serve the bread or biscuits, have it closed, and when it's time to have your guest at home, you open it and it keeps fresh and warm. That's why we call it improperly bread warmer. Donna di Coppe, Busatti signature. This fabric has been woven since ages, 178 years. It's a traditional, typical Renaissance Tuscan fabric. And it has a curious name, Donna di Coppe, which is an Italian playing card. Because at that time, there weren't bars where to go play cards, which in Italy is typical, but they would gather at home in the countryside. And according to the fabric that was woven by the wives, and the most popular cards that evening, they would assign the name to the fabric. So Donna di Coppe is Queen of Cups. We have others which are Fante di Danari and so on. So it's a funny story. Anyhow, after 178 years, this fabric is still very, very popular all over the world. It's probably the most popular fabric all over the world in every of our colors. For instance, grazie Carmen. This gives you an idea of the choices of the colors, always thread dyed. As you can see, the very same fabric is replicable in all these 24 colors, beautiful colors. Now, talking about Donna di Coppe, this is something different, plain, and it's exactly this. What is it? It's a platter, it's a placemat, it can be anything according to the size you want, which can make in any size. This is a typical Italian crochet handmade lace, and it's called sottopiatto Clelia. We can make this as well in any color, any finish, any detail. And to meet this, Carmen is going to serve me now the napkin. Voila! So this is a napkin which is matching fabric in solid color, always with a hem stitch and the details. And to tie it as this nice fabric, which is exactly the same as the donna di coppe. So we can contrast. It makes it extremely elegant, useful, and practical. So this is a bit of the story talking about this beautiful table, and the main actor is this new thing, which is atypical, but at the same time useful because it protects table. You can use it without the tablecloth. You can use it just on the table if you want to show as well the table. So here again, it's another proposal, one among the thousands and hundreds of proposals Busatti can offer. Now, after having a nice lunch in a table, what else if not a nice nap? Where? On a bed. In this beautiful Busatti bed, the bedspread bed cover is Cervino, milk white, which is not optical, but it gives much warmth. It's pleasant because it gives this touch and warmth, and the bedding is always something which is appreciable. Then we have a number of cushions, among which this wonderful finish, which is pompon, which can be available in other colors as our usual color shades. This Nuovo Cadibona cushion, which is available always in different colors, it's a blend of linen and cotton, and another characteristic is that it's pre-washed, it doesn't need ironing, the same as for the Cervino, which I forgot to mention before. And so at the end, natural fabrics can also be not required to be ironed, because that's an important point nowadays. Talking about the bedding, here we have a nice satin, which is not sateen, it's not satin, it's a different. Sateen contains silk. Satin is without. So therefore we have this option. With this piping in the contrast color, here again we have it in a variety of colors. And the back we have these beautiful headboards. I should call these headboards. They are huge cushions with a detail of a piping all around in the same fabric, which is a Montereale. It's a linen and cotton again, pre-washed and doesn't need ironing. So our aim is to go on bedding that does not need ironing, because it's complicated to iron these huge fabrics such as a bed cover, a duvet cover, a headboard, or big cushions. So that's our aim, and we have succeeded in that with a special treat to our fabrics. After tableware and bedding, we go to the bathware. So it's towels, obviously, which we have in a variety of sizes, the guest, the face, the bath towel, as well as the bathrobes. As for these, we have a selection, as you can see, with a fringe, and this is handmade fringe, which means that every single piece is unthreaded and then tied one by hand and knotted. So it's very important. It requires a lot of time and a lot of skill. The same as the fringe, we have the hemstitch, which is another nice detail, which makes it very precious. It can be made in any of the fabrics, in any of the colors. Other option is the waffle. So this is a very nice waffle with a linen border applied in this case, as you can see here, or without the linen border, in any size. And here again we make the beautiful bathrobes out of them. So this is a linen border, and it's extremely absorbent as they are pre-washed in a variety always of colors. It's so soft and pleasant, and it dries. And often it's given for granted that bath towels dry, but it's always true, because sometimes we have these beautiful terry satinated towels which are not drying. These are really absorbent, and that's very important. As well as the fringe, the hemstitch, the detail on the border, we have as well this wonderful lace finish. This is a lace on a Giglio fabric. Giglio is the coat of arms of Florence and also of Anghiari, because Anghiari was under the ruling of Florentines at Renaissance times. Another finish is this nice lace with fringe. Just look at this work. It's handmade and it requires not only passion, but also a lot of patience and attention. And this can be made in any size. So as you can see, there is a wild variety, and to finish, what I call the grandma towel. It is typical towel. It is only made in this off-white color with a hem stitch, and it can be monogrammed. So it makes it something very personal, very unique, and very chic. After tableware, bedding, bath towels, kitchen was missing. Kitchen is an important part of our life because we eat, and therefore we like to have nice things surrounding us in our kitchens or whatever is associated to food. We are very specialized in embroideries. We can make any embroider, which is not actually machine, it's hand machine guided, so which means that each piece is embroidered one by one. When I mean one by one is if you look at them, none is exactly the same. Look at this bottle and look at this bottle. It's not the same, it's slightly different because it is unique. So each piece, you can say you have one unique piece, and that's very exclusive. For instance, among ours, we have a typical Tuscan, as we are in Tuscany, because Busatti is a very Tuscan company. These typical cypresses and trees of Tuscany. The same for the olive tree. What else? Wine. Can we find wine if not in Tuscany? Also in other places, but this is a Cabernet, but it could be a Chianti, could be a Brunello, could be anything. And here is a small story in Italy, which is ogni buona bottiglia una buona storia, which means each good bottle is a nice story. So you see, it represents this gathering, being together, socializing and enjoying your time and the taste of a good wine together. Besides the lots of embroideries we have and hot pepper, and you see again the meat, which is very nice. We make also the oven meat. We have, for instance, some season holiday, which is a number of fabrics in different solutions in colors. For instance, we have the biking Santa Claus, a biker. This is in another color. Here we have the truck with this Christmas tree. The SUV, where is the SUV? This is a beautiful SUV with a tree, and the girl, the Vespa girl with the gifts. And couldn't meet this beautiful mistletoe. Actually, to communicate in 1842 and some years after, this is what was used. Hello, please, action the engines, action the looms. This was how it was. Anyhow, now we are at the end of our presentation, and I hope you have enjoyed this little time with us. I hope you will appreciate home after this, and note that in Busatti we say that we don't work for Busatti but with, because there is passion in what we do. We love it, and that's not a case if after 178 years, 2 world wars, crisis, economical crisis, we're still here and acceptably doing well. So from myself, arrivederci.
E ciao.
Busatti, weavers in Tuscany since 1842.